Good morning. I am 5 minutes earlier today. As always, if you're watching in recording, you're welcome to fast forward or stay with us through our hellos. Good morning, Ari. I want to check the sound, hoping there is no background noise today. So if you hear me twice, don't worry. Good morning. Today? Okay, sounds good. Doesn't look like there is background noise. Nice. Thank you, Ari. Perfect. Good morning, Josh. Good morning, Gina. Good morning, Judy. All right, it is time for us to start. Good morning, Cindy. And today we will explore the concept that the creators of the Mindful Self-Compassion program call silver lining. When we struggle, self-compassion can become a resource, because it allows us to turn toward suffering with kindness and understanding and even curiosity. Although most of us are afraid of failures and hardships, they often teach us lessons we could not have learned otherwise. As the meditation teacher Thich Nhat Hanh puts it, no mud, no lotus, meaning the beautiful lotus flower draws its nutrients from the muddy bottom of a lake. In the same way, challenges force us to go deep inside to discover resources or insights that we may not have known otherwise. Actually, the Mindful Self-Compassion program was created because one of the co-developers, Chris Germer, had suffered for decades from public speaking anxiety. And so self-compassion allowed him to accept himself as a flawed human being, which in turn made it possible to see and accept the shame that lay beneath his public speaking anxiety. Self-compassion helps us to feel safer, and it gives us the courage to turn toward suffering, linger with it, and learn from it. We all have some kind of events in the past that were very difficult to bear, yet offered invaluable life lessons, right? In mindful self-compassion, we refer to these events as silver lining stories. For example, in my case, my physical suffering with chronic migraine eventually brought me to live here in Cozumel. Staying on the island, changing my occupation and lifestyle is one of my silver lining stories. So now let's find out what is yours. Take a comfortable position and take a few moments to settle in. Scanning your body, notice how you're feeling today, physically, emotionally, mentally. Let your breath be easy, natural. Don't try to make it longer or deeper or anything it's not. Just observe how your natural breath flows through your body and how your body moves with the breath. You can close your eyes if you want. Now reflect on a struggle in your own life that seemed very difficult or even impossible to bear at the time, but that taught you an important lesson. Please choose an event that is far enough in the past that it is clearly resolved and you know you learned what you needed to learn. Of course, not every dark cloud has a silver lining. Sometimes we learn nothing from suffering, and our triumph is simply to return to our ordinary life, and that's okay too. But for the sake of this exercise, please choose a challenging event that clearly had a silver lining. What was the situation exactly? What was the challenge? Really bring it to life in your mind's eye, in as much detail as possible. Think of some words that validate what you endured. For example, that was hard, or This was not my fault. I just didn't know enough at the time to avoid the situation. Or I'm so proud of myself for having the strength to get through it. Now reflect on what deeper lesson the challenge or crisis taught you that you probably would not have learned otherwise. Take a few nice, cleansing breaths, and now connect with the current situation in your life that makes you struggle in some way. Maybe something is making you sad, angry, frustrated, anxious. Again, bring it to life in your mind's eye and also notice how the situation feels in your body. Put your hands on your heart, or maybe one hand on the heart and the other on the belly, or any other place that feels soothing, nurturing. And let's go through the self-compassion steps for this situation. First, acknowledge your struggles. This is a moment of suffering, or this is hard, or whatever the phrase is that validates your struggle. Step two is to remind ourselves of our shared humanity. Suffering is a part of life. At this very moment, there are many people who are struggling in a very similar way. I am not alone. And finally, bring self-kindness into the mix. May I be kind to myself in this moment. May I remember that almost every cloud has a silver lining. I wonder what this situation is teaching me right now. And take a few moments to bring kind, curious attention to your suffering. Maybe, just maybe, you'll be able to find some hidden value in your current struggles. But even if not, it's okay either way. Once again, scan your body and notice how you're feeling right now, physically, emotionally, mentally. And I want to complete our practice today with a poem called Gain. I'm not sure who wrote it though. Anyway, here it goes. No matter how hard it hurts, promise me you'll never forget. There is always a little something to gain from pain. No matter how hard it hurts, promise me you'll never forget. There is always a little something to gain from pain. So as you go through your day today, I invite you to acknowledge whatever struggles you're going through right now. And remind yourself that there may be a silver lining in this. Also, reflect on all those struggles you had in the past and kind of start creating a library of those so that you can always draw on the wisdom of your past suffering to remind yourself in the current moment that everything is transitory, that this too shall pass, and that most likely you'll be learning something from your suffering. Enjoy this exploration. Thank you so much for being here today. Have a gorgeous day, and I will see you tomorrow.